3, 2, 1.
According to the founding generation, a constitution should function as a higher law. A higher law differs from statute enacted by legislature in many ways. One major difference is who makes the laws. Statutory laws are made by legislature and common laws are made by judges.
England has a constitutional government. Therefore, they have no written constitution like the United States, which has a document that explains how our government operates. One of these advantages of constitutionalism is that they do not have a document that binds them to operate their government in a stagnant way. In a dictatorship, a person governs the people in an authoritarian way, and many times without the consent of the people. In an absolute monarch like Saudi Arabia, the monarch can exercise full rights over the government and power over the people, because this is because they do not have a constitution. In Parliament, much like the United States, there is a bicameral legislature, the House of Commons and the House of Lords.
Statutory laws are made by legislature and common laws are made by judges, the precedent they set by making decisions. Although the Supreme Court made the ruling in Plessy v. Ferguson separate but equal in 1896, they later changed their ruling in the landmark case of Brown v. Board of Ed in 1954. In this case, they followed higher law and followed the Equal Rights Amendment.
Another difference is how both types of laws are written. Statutory laws are like an instruction manual, using words that explain exactly what or what not to do. Common law is subject to interpretation, while statutory is the framework for our society. Common law changes as society evolves as opposed to statutory law.
One of the beginning philosophers of the American political system is John Locke and his theory of natural rights, life, liberty, and property. Additionally, Locke also stated that if government does not protect your rights, you can dissolve the bonds that hold a social contract. Thomas Jefferson used John Locke's philosophy to write the Declaration of Independence. Our natural rights in the Constitution and Bill of Rights. The Fifth Amendment states that the United States national government cannot deprive any person of life, liberty, and property.
The founding fathers used former empires like the Greeks and Romans to build their great political empire. The Romans had a republic and the Greeks had a direct democracy and believed in the theory of one person and one vote. Therefore, our founding fathers believed the best form of government would be a republican democracy. Like a republic, we elect our representatives, and in a democracy, we vote on issues. We also have dual federalism and share powers with the states. Laws that are not enumerated in the Constitution are left up to the states. Therefore, any issues that are not covered in the Constitution are left up to the states.
An example of this is the current issue of gay marriage and whether it should be legal. Amendment 14 of the United States Constitution states that all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. No state can take away your rights nor deny you of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. States can also ratify or allow gay marriage. Also, an advantage of a written constitution is how it deals with current issues. Looking at the 14th Amendment can confirm or deny the law. Every U.S. citizen should have equal protection no matter who they choose to marry.
This issue is about marriage, which isn't enumerated in the Constitution. Therefore, it is reserved to the power of the states. This is stated in the Constitution.
Like my colleague previously stated, the 10th Amendment of the United States Constitution states that powers not enumerated in the Constitution are reserved for the states, and marriage laws differ between states. Some states recognize civil unions and common law marriages, but others do not.
James Madison argued in Federalist No. 10 that a strong republic would be a better guard of factions than a small republic. This was contrary to Federalist 9, written by Alexander Hamilton, who addressed that factions would break our republic apart. He also believed factions were an unnecessary evil.
Additionally, he argued that a direct democracy was a danger to individual rights. Therefore, he argued that the best form of government would be a representative democracy. This allows people to voice their own opinions.
Another founder of the American political system is Montesquieu, who believed in the separation of powers. Thus, we have the three branches of government: the legislative, which includes Congress, the executive, which includes the president, and the judicial, which includes the Supreme Court.
Okay. Good.